What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling Crossroads. I am one half of your dynamic duo, Twisted, alongside brother Pyro.
What is up, y'all?
Last night was Forbidden Door, and it broke open. Oh my goodness.
Oh no, that door got kicked off its freaking hinges, and I am so excited to get into that with you today.
Oh yeah. All right. You want to jump right into it?
All right, starting off the buy-in show, we have QT Marshall and AA Ron Solo. I will never not say it like that. Thank you, Key and Peele. Versus Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto, taking the victory.
There we go.
I can at English. I'm still kind of in excitement mode after yesterday. If you haven't gotten a chance to watch this show, please do.
And it's even good enough to go back for a second, third, fourth time.
Oh, yeah.
These men ran it back and forth beautifully. There was not a bad match, honestly.
I don't think there was a match that had lacked anything.
I will say one thing, however, personally, you know me, I gotta give it to my women, but I'm upset there was only one women's match the entire card.
I mean, yes, but I am also I'm not.
We could have put the TBS title on the line too.
I think
or at least showcased it.
I think with the way the card was set up, it was already going to be a long show. I mean, the show was 5 hours long.
I mean, truthful.
And the card was already stacked. What were you going to move around or bump or take time away for? And honestly, they haven't really built up they didn't build up the TBS title going into this event like they did the women's title match. But anyway, back to the match at hand. Taking the win in QT Marshall versus Aaron Solo, representing the Factory, and Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto, and giving their brand the respective first win in a clash of brands. Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto
take the win.
Take the win in a really, really fun match. I'm not the biggest fan of the Factory, but these men right here definitely showed why we need to be featured more.
Yeah, it was beautiful back and forth. There were even starting the buy-in matches. There wasn't a reason to take your eyes off the screen.
Honestly, if you looked away for even a second during that match or any other match on the buy-in or the main card, you definitely missed a lot, and you are going to go back and kick yourself later.
All right, getting into the next match, we have Lance Archer versus Nick Camarado. Okay. Picking up the win with that was Lance Archer. I'm so sorry. This was a match that wasn't initially put on the buy-in.
This one was definitely not advertised. It was kind of a last-second throw in there, but I'm kind of happy it did because you got to see the battle of two super heavyweights, and I think this gives Lance Archer a little bit of momentum going into the G1 Climax tournament starting in July.
All I gotta say, honestly, with this match is Lance was amazing. It was one of my first times watching him. However, Nick could not sell. There were so many points where there was no sells on Nick's part, and it made me uninvested in the match. No matter how much Lance tried to make it work, Nick was just like, I'm just going to be a sack of potatoes for you. And as we all know, that can get you injured in the wrestling world.
That can get you injured, and that can get you a lot of real life heat backstage.
So I guess we'll have to see kind of where that goes. But other than that, picking up the win, like I said, Lance had to get, there was no other reason for him not to win with the fact that Nick was no selling. So,
I mean, that's fair. All right, moving on to match 3 for the buy-in tournament. We had El Desperado and Kanemaru versus Swerve in Our Glory. Picking up the win was Swerve in Our Glory, giving AEW their first win of the night in, again, just a really, really fun match.
There was a moment where I think it was El Desperado tried to like go in the ring with Keith, and he's like building up to him, and he walks up and he's just like, I'm the same size. No, you're not, dude.
Yeah,
Like
no, no.
you're looking at the two different sizes, and it was just so funny because he's like, yeah, I could take you, and Keith's just like, flick.
Oh, you can tell all four men had an absolute blast in the ring together. I definitely would love to see more of this. I would love to see a one-on-one between Desperado and Swerve at some point. Tony Khan, if you can, make that happen, I'd appreciate it, sir. But there's that match.
So next and final match of the buy-ins was Max Caster and the Gun Club versus DKC, Kevin Knight, Alex Callahan, is it? Or Colin? I can never remember how to pronounce the last name. And Yuya. I cannot pronounce his last name.
Yuya Uemura?
Okay. I am so sorry. It's the foreign names that get me.
I trust me, I have noticed.
Oh, bite me. Anywho, to say that the Gun Club, my first time seeing them, was bizarre, I have no words for the entrance of the Gun Club. I have absolutely no words into how their entrance is.
All right, let's be honest. The only thing keeping the Gun Club relevant is their tie to the Acclaimed at this point, because that's really what it is. And the fact that Danhausen decided to have a little fun with them going into this match was really fun.
Danhausen's entrance music hit, and you saw the Gun Club run to the back. It was Billy Gunn and Max Caster who took on the 2v4 battle.
And mind you, these are the guys coming out of the New Japan dojo.
Yeah.
There realistically should have been no reason they
lost. But picking up the win was Max Caster and the Gun Club via Billy Gunn. Oh, no, wait, it was Max Caster.
Max Caster picked up the win.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, when you're in the ring with a vet like Billy Gunn,
you find ways to get around it.
Exactly. You find ways to improvise because he's seen himself in a number of these situations throughout his career. Now,
so that gave AEW their second win in a Battle of Brands.
So for those of you keeping track right now, by the end of the buy-in, we are tied at 2 apiece. Moving on. Kicking off the show in probably what was the smartest option and the best way to open up, we had a 6-man tag match with Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara representing the Jericho Appreciation Society, teaming with Minoru Suzuki to take on Eddie Kingston, Shota Umino, and Ring of Honor Pure Champion representing Blackpool Combat Club, Wheeler Yuta. Now that match had a lot of animosity already into it, especially because this was for the advantage going into Blood and Guts this Wednesday. I do feel they should have pushed this back about a week or two, by the way.
Yeah, especially with the hell that everybody put themselves through.
Coming off of this kind of pay-per-view, I think the smarter option would have been wait about a week. Wait till next week, maybe the week after. Give us Blood and Guts. And that way you know your talent's
good and 100%.
Clean. Yep. Good to go. But anyway, so like I said, a lot of animosity. Wheeler Yuta, Eddie Kingston, Jericho Appreciation Society. And then you had Minoru Suzuki in there who likes violence for the sake of violence. The chop fest between him and Kingston was beautiful.
It really was.
Because those two heavy-headed motros.
Yeah. And then once Jericho got in, Eddie felt like it was time to chop up Jericho.
Kick up the chaps, light up his chest. But picking up the win and ultimately was the Jericho Appreciation Society and Minoru Suzuki.
And we did talk on the pretty much our pre-show, our prediction show of the fact that it would be smart to give Jericho Appreciation Society the win on this so that come Blood and Guts, Eddie Kingston finally gets his win.
Oh, yeah, because he's been losing to Jericho for about 3 months now.
Yeah. Going into the next match, what we think to be one of the match of the nights.
Oh, this is easily a match of the year candidate, if not winner.
You know, we'll discuss that a lot more later in the year when we have our poll at the end of the year, sir.
Okay, there are also other wrestling sites and magazines and such that have already looked at this to include it in their stuff too.
All right. Was a triple threat winner takes all match. Ring of Honor champions FTR taking on IWGP champions, the United Empire, versus Roppongi Vice in what was a beautiful match.
Can you tell me the 2 members of United Empire that represented that stable in the match?
I do not remember the names.
It's Jeff Cobb and the Great O-Khan.
All right. Thank you for that. It was, I gotta say, this was absolutely beautiful. And FTR, we saw going in not 100%.
Not only did they not go in 100%, Dax did suffer a pretty early injury.
And got taken to the back, but returned during the match and lit everyone up.
Oh my God, the pop of the crowd as he's marching his way down that ramp. Amazing.
It was beautiful. And that's, this is one of the reasons why it was, one of our favorite matches of the night. There were so many beautiful close calls. There was times where you could slide a piece of paper in between the ring and the ref's hand. It was golden. And I've never seen FTR, even as their former names, put on a bad match.
I don't think I can actually recall them ever putting on a bad tag team match, or as individuals, really, because they are great as in-ring individuals. So I'd have to agree with you there. I am just really happy that this match came to be.
Yes.
And what it turned into.
So now your 3 champion.
Your 3-belt champion.
3-belt champion is FTR, holding the Ring of Honor, the IWGP, and the AAA Tag Team Championships.
All right, so now if we can go for the now that we have the trifecta going, if we can get the quad going and put the AEW Tag Team titles back on them, I promise you, I as a fan will not be upset about that in the slightest.
I mean, we've seen so many single stars do it. Why not?
Because, oh my goodness. And they definitely proved why they were the best tag team walking into this match.
And walking out of it.
And now walking out. So congratulations to them. All right, next match on the card. We are crowning the inaugural All-Atlantic champion in a 4-way. You have representing New Japan Pro Wrestling, Clark Connors. You have the Bastard Pac. You have leader of the House of Black, Malachi Black. And you have God's favorite champion, Miro. Or what he is now called, the Redeemer. This match definitely saw a lot of physicality as well. At one point we did see a table. Just watching the back and forth with Pac and Malachi was great.
It was more or less that I know I deserve to be here. I deserve to be a champion. We've both been here this long. Neither one of us
Pac
has held
a
the
day
title.
one. Pac is a day one from AEW. I will say that.
He is.
Oh, and then this being the state's introduction to Mr. Clark Connors, who proved he is holding why he easily could have made a statement for having been in the match in the first place.
Oh yeah. And like
this was your introduction to him.
This was, and it was absolutely beautiful. I just want to say, if you guys hear any jingling, we are watching a dog at the moment, so it is just the dog in the background. I do apologize. But let's get back onto these matches.
All right, back on track. Picking up the win and becoming inaugural AEW All Atlantic champion, giving AEW a 4th win in the Battle of the Brands, winning his first title, AEW Day 1, Pac. I am excited to see his first defense.
Oh yeah, you know it's going to be beautiful.
And I'm excited to see how this title reign goes for him and how the title just continues to develop as a whole.
All right. Leading us into the next one, you're going to have to help me with one name. We have Sting, Darby Allin, and
Shingo Takagi
versus the Young Bucks and El Fantasmo. Now, this it didn't look like Sting was coming out at first.
That was fun.
And that was absolutely beautiful. Seeing the fact that his theme music hit, he wasn't coming out. Everybody was like, "Oh, damn, where'd he go?" And then the Young Bucks make their entrance with El Fantasmo, and he's up in the rafters. So we got a taste of old school Sting.
And the fact that I forgot who it was that was accompanying the rest of the Bullet Club, but he got taken out by Darby Allin's skateboard.
Yes, it was beautiful because they showed Sting behind them on top of the entrances. He jumped down, attacked them, and then Darby came up swatting everybody with the skateboard.
Anything that moved got smacked. No.
It was absolutely beautiful. Getting to the ring, match finally starts, and it was chaotic to say the least.
It started with chaos and
ended.
I don't think it would have had it any other way.
No, especially with the animosity that we've seen the Young Bucks go with anything. Any person that is in a tag team in a group, I think the Young Bucks just feel like they need to destroy.
I personally think this could set up Darby and Sting for a tag title opportunity.
I'd love to see it, honestly. Picking up the win via
Takagi?
Via Takagi's pin, Sting, Darby Allin, and Takagi.
All right. You want to take us into the next one? Because I know you were a little more passionate about that one.
AEW's Women's Championship match. Toni Storm taking on Thunder Rosa. We got to see a new attitude and a new look for Toni Storm when she first came out. Noticing that she had cut her long locks, and Thunder Rosa, as always, sporting her beautiful headgear. I love it. I noticed that
homage to her heritage.
Yes, homage to her heritage. I've noticed though for Thunder that the bigger the match, the bigger the caliber, the bigger her headpiece gets.
I like this side of aggression that we saw from Thunder Rosa.
I think they both brought a enormous amount of aggression, and it was beautiful. You know, you could it was beautiful storytelling. Toni wanted this, needed this win, and she fell short.
I don't think this is the last time we see her in a title picture, though.
No, but I could definitely say that I want to see this again. I wouldn't mind if it's at the next AEW pay-per-view, but I want to see this again.
I think you let Toni kind of drop a little bit in the rankings, build her way back up, and then
she goes for it.
And then she comes back for it.
But picking up the win and still your AEW Women's Champion, Thunder Rosa. Why don't you take us into the next one?
Okay. All right. Match number, I don't know what, because this card was absolutely enormous.
Yes.
This one also representing a Battle of the Brands, representing not IWGP. I'm sorry. That is they were going for the IWGP US title, but representing New Japan Pro Wrestling, Will Ospreay coming in as champion, and representing AEW, Orange Cassidy. Look, man, my brain is going a mile a minute.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at how we were in our prediction, our pre-show, whatever you guys want to call it. The fact that I had picked Orange Cassidy to win this as just to spite you, and then seeing Will Ospreay for the first time in a ring for myself, it was a beautiful back and forth.
I told you were in for a treat.
You did, and you did not lie.
Would I or Desario ever steer you in the wrong direction when it comes to wrestling?
I don't know. Maybe you just want me to like the people you like.
You know what? I have tried that game before. I'm not going to lie.
You have.
But anyway, back on topic.
Let's talk about how epic that match was.
That match, I will still never be a fan of Orange Cassidy's gimmick at the moment because I feel like it needs to change. Or not change, but definitely evolve a little bit. I will state this, though. It gave me a newfound respect for him. Because he proved to Will Ospreay, I can keep up with the best of them. And goddamn did he prove it.
This was our other match of the night.
Oh, this was definitely a match that stole the show. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, walking in as champion, he was without said physical title because of Bullet Club's Juice Robinson, who did watch the match from in the crowd by the skyboxes. So whatever happens there, Will Ospreay did pick up the victory. So please, sir, go get your title back.
Yeah.
Come back out on TV with the gold around your waist. Oh yeah, and if we do a Forbidden Door 2, run this moment back.
Oh yeah, it'd
run
be
this
beautiful.
Back.
It'd be absolutely beautiful. I know we started out the match with Orange Cassidy with his hands in his pockets as per usual, and Will just didn't understand it at all. It was making him frustrated.
Oh, Cassidy definitely the last couple of weeks has been getting under this man's skin.
And this is why number 2 would be beautiful.
Oh yeah. I think Will Ospreay, Orange Cassidy can put on another great match.
And to say the least, I mean, I don't know about you, but I feel like this could be another one of those they can go on forever and I'll never get tired of that.
Oh yeah. No. Just like I wouldn't mind seeing Will Ospreay step into a ring with Mr. Ricochet ever again.
I've yet to see it, but we'll see it. Hopefully. Do you want to take us into the next one?
Nope, I will let you do that because I will be taking the last 2.
All right. That I can agree with. All right. So we had a Mr. Zach
Sabry.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I said the last name correct.
There you go.
Junior taking on a mystery opponent per Mr. Bryan Danielson's pick. Nobody really knew who this was going to be. The only hint that we got was Bryan trusted this man. He was a very good technical wrestler because that's what this match was made for. So we didn't get much into who the mystery opponent was going to be, which we always love, and it's always been beautiful. Zach wasn't going to know until the music hit. And making his wrestling return and AEW debut, formerly known as Cesaro, Claudio Castagnoli.
I will point out, as soon as that music hit and everybody saw him come through the through that tunnel, the pop, I haven't heard a pop that big in about 3 years. And if you know the moment I am referring to, the pop heard around the world, Kofi Mania.
That, I was going to say either that or CM Punk's return. That was a big pop. CM Punk's return, Bryan Danielson coming back from retirement when
Edge.
he was back in WWE, Edge coming out of retirement. There's been so many pops, and this one was right up there with them. It was a beautiful technical back and forth. Zach,
at one point we thought it was going to be like a 10-second match.
Yes. Beginning of it was almost a 10-second match. And Zach definitely showed that he can keep up with Claudio, which was absolutely beautiful. Targeting the arm, targeting the leg, and not necessarily causing some like injury, but definitely something that could advance him in the match, but ultimately picking up the win in his debut, Claudio Castagnoli.
I will say, I do love that the crowd called for his swing.
Yes.
He went to give it the swing. And I do love that he sold the like tricep, bicep minor injury and couldn't really get it going.
Mm-hmm.
At one point during the match, beautiful storytelling there. And again, I am in love with all of this.
And now he is a new member of the
Blackpool Combat Club.
All right. So why don't you take us into the second to last match?
All right, second to last match, Fatal 4-Way for the IWGP World Heavyweight title. You saw walking in as champion Switchblade Jay White. You saw Hangman Adam Page. You saw the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada, and you saw Adam Cole. Baby. This match was actually really entertaining to watch because in Japan you don't get to see a lot of multi-man matches for singles titles, if ever.
Which is something they had mentioned, making history tonight on that.
This match was definitely hard-hitting right out the gate. Everybody left it all in the ring. I don't think a single member of this match can be disappointed in anything that they did because, again, they delivered. I do want to move right along here into what was going to be the end of the match. So you saw Okada set up Adam Cole for a Rainmaker. Cole ducks it. He got set up again, and he kind of just fell out. Switchblade comes in, hits his finisher on Okada, and then pins a lifeless Adam Cole. Now after seeing some stuff about it, Adam Cole was legitimately knocked out and has suffered a concussion. As a result of the drop kicks to set him up for the two Rainmakers. Which is why me and you were looking like, I don't think that was supposed to happen.
Yeah, no, anything about the ending of the match, if you guys go back and watch it, you notice that nobody knew what was going on. The crowd didn't pop. Nothing happened with anybody saving the match. Nobody, there was no way that there was going to be a kick out, and the ref just hesitated a minute before counting the last part, but still went for it, noticing that Adam Cole was injured. And immediately after the camera panned off of him, medical staff was in there, and the rest of his group, the Undisputed Elite, came out to make sure he was okay.
So my well wishes to Mr. Adam Cole, because injuries suck, concussions suck.
Yes.
We appreciate you, putting yourself on the line for us. But yeah, walking out as champion was a Mr. Jay White, retaining his IWGP World Heavyweight title. So I'm excited to see who his next opponent's going to be, and that one will more than likely be covered on our spin-off of Wrestling Crossroads Land and Sea. Make sure to check it out. We will definitely be leaving more details as we get closer to the premiere episode of that. All right, now closing out the show.
Something you were very interested in from the get-go.
Oh my God. You had Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Jon Moxley to crown the new AEW interim world title. So winner of this match has definitely got a collision course coming with a Mr. CM Punk whenever he is healthy. This match was definitely hard hitting. This match went the distance. Like, I don't think either one of them can honestly wake up and say they're not beaten, bruised, and sore as ever.
I know there was some blood from John.
Moxley got busted open!
There we go. So why don't you take us through what happened, ending of the match and after the match?
So post-match, both men go to give themselves a show of respect. Oh yeah, picking up the win after 2 paradigm shifts, Jon Moxley. Like I said, fantastic match, really hard hitting. I enjoyed every second of that match. Oh, by the way, this gives AEW the win in Battle of the Brands in terms of points, by the way, for anybody actually keeping track.
Yes.
Not like any of us really cared. We were just in it for the show. Yeah. For the wrestling. But closing out post-match, you definitely saw set up for again Blood and Guts this Wednesday. You saw the run-in by Daniel Garcia and Jericho attacking both Tanahashi and Moxley. Then comes Eddie Kingston, and I believe he came down flanked with Santana and Ortiz. So that brawl happened for a while, and then came out the rest of the Jericho Appreciation Society, and then the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club. That brawl continued, and then we once again heard of Mr. Claudio's music hit. He came rushing down to the ring for his team's,
for his team's aid, pretty much.
Yep. Santana called for the swing himself. We hit about 20 before he was just like, all right, I'm going to let you fly.
There we go.
So that was a lot of fun to watch. Standing tall was Blackpool Combat Club, Santana, Ortiz, and Eddie Kingston. And oh my god, I cannot wait till Wednesday to see the culmination of this, especially with... I don't know who Eddie Kingston hates more, by the way, amongst these three men. Jericho, Bryan Danielson, or Claudio Castagnoli. Because he has a personal disdain for all three men, and he was letting it be heard as the show was closing out. But like I said, I definitely want to say I enjoyed the entirety of this show, and please just go back and watch the entire show. If you don't want to sit through a whole 5 hours, go back, watch your favorite match. I highly recommend that main event be watched over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Because that match was just chef's kiss. It was a gift from God.
All right. I think that concludes Forbidden Door. I know that was something every wrestling fan has been looking forward to, is the culmination of different brands coming together. Hopefully we can see one, maybe AEW, New Japan, if that with WWE. We know it'll never happen, but hey, we've dreamed for this. We got this. So who's to say that it could never happen?
Given the things that are going on in the world of the WWE right now, I think they have a little bit bigger fish to fry.
I understand that. You can never say never.
You're right. Because we said CM Punk was never going to come back, and he's your AEW World Champion.
We come back to you next on July 3rd and or 2nd for NXT.
Madam, are we forgetting what's before that NXT event on July 5th? Money in the Bank is this Saturday, July 2nd.
It is. That's what I was thinking. Oh, geez. I am just, my week is going.
You see? That's why I was looking at you kind of funny, lady. We have
Money in the Bank.
We have Money in the Bank to get to before we get to any NXT, which is next week. That's you and Panda next week. Let's get through this week.
So, my apologies. We have Money in the Bank July 2nd. You have me and Panda coming to you July 5th for NXT. Are you and Desario having your premiere episode this month?
I don't believe we're going to be able to get to it this month just because it would be Impact's Against All Odds, and that is this Friday. Unfortunately, due to our schedules, it's not going to work as well as we thought, but we should have something for you guys by the next New Japan pay-per-view, which will be September, I think, 12th. What is the date? I'll double check, but I will definitely be letting you guys know out there on the Twitter sphere and whatnot.
So we will leave links down below as always. for Wrestling Crossroads and then Wrestling Crossroads Land and Sea. So the original and the spinoff. So you can keep track on when their premiere episode will be. And obviously, you guys know how to find us for our current episodes. We will see you guys for Money in the Bank. And that is all.
All right. Have a good one, guys.